I Am Groot is an ode to Guardians of the Galaxy's contribution to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and has some hilarious Easter eggs only a true Marvel fan will notice. Number 1. It wasn't too hard to root out this Easter egg from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. In episode 1, while Groot is slowly being grown inside the pot we see at the end of the first Guardians film, he is tended to by a couple robots to help him grow. If you look closely at the left side of the frame, at the bottom you can see a green, yellowish vegetable. This is a yarrow root, and a reference to the food Nebula kept trying to eat in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Number 2. Groot needs a more responsible father figure. As he grows inside his little pot, sun and water aren't the only things that keep him alive and growing. Groot takes a moment to chow down on some cheese puffs. Look familiar? Yeah, we saw him chowing down on some junk in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But we can't really blame Groot for having some poor habits while he's hanging around a crew of people like this. Number 3. We don't want to know the full ramifications of a tree using a toilet. Anyway, while Groot spends some quality time on a space toilet, he chooses a book with some interesting designs and photos on the cover. Anyone else spot Thanos here? The lettering on the book is actually in the Cree language. The title on the cover translates to Dumps Happen, a sly reference to the famous book for toddlers, Everyone Poops. It's no Lord of the Rings, but still a pretty great read. Number 4. James Gunn just couldn't help putting some of himself in this miniseries. In Groot's Pursuit, Groot wakes up in the middle of the night to find a broken vial and traces the bubble-colored liquid from it around the ship. To help navigate through the darkness, he repurposes a space watch as a headlamp, voiced by none other than James Gunn, the director of the first 2 Guardians of the Galaxy films. We trust that he's got this, right, James?
I'll do it myself.
Number 5. Like uncle, like son? Is Quill like Groot's uncle? In Groot's Pursuit, Groot engages in a dance-off with the liquid alien he has been pursuing. He obviously learned these moves from his pseudo-uncle Peter Quill, as Peter famously used the same strategy against Ronan in the first Guardians film. Number 6. This next Easter egg is truly for fans with very good memory. In Magnum Opus, Groot collects things from all over the Guardian ship to draw a photo of his adopted family. To store all his required materials, Groot pulls a green backpack. Keen-eyed fans will notice this is the same backpack Peter had on when he visited his mother in the hospital in the first film. Number 7. Move over, Carmen Sandiego, there's a new thief in town. In Magnum Opus, Groot happily travels around the ship taking whatever he needs to make a picture he's working on. A personality trait Baby Groot is well known for, as he steals all the time without remorse. He steals hair from Rocket, soap from Drax, and finally some Anulax batteries, which were featured in the beginning of the second Guardians movie. Number 8. This next Easter egg references a hilarious scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. In Magnum Opus, Groot presses one big red button to make sure he blows up something for some glitter. He previously had trouble with this in the second Guardians movie, because there was 2 big red buttons, and now there's only one. He learned from his mistakes. Number 9. When you started watching this series, were you like, where are all the Grunds from the comic books? Yeah, we weren't wondering either. In The Little Guy, the small aliens Groot discovers are called Grunds, a race of beings from the Marvel comic books that most people probably don't remember, but it's true. Number 10. If water were to talk, what would it sound like? This miniseries has a theory. In Groot's Pursuit, the alien Groot pursues is actually voiced by Trevor Duvall, who voiced Rocket Raccoon in the Disney animated Guardians series. Nice to see they didn't forget about the folks from this well-received series. Number 11. This next Easter egg is for all the Edward Norton fans out there. A spot for Pingo Doce soda appears in the comic book Groot Finds, which appeared in The Incredible Hulk. Bruce Banner, played by Ed Norton, worked in the manufacturing plant where one of the bottles was contaminated with his Hulk blood. This leads to a stellar cameo from Stan Lee. R.I.P. my dude. Number 12. This Easter egg opens up a whole new theory canon for Marvel fans to think about. In Magnum Opus, Groot creates a picture of him and all of his Guardian friends inside a large tree barrier. And while the characters aren't all in the exact same positions, it's similar to the scene of Groot sacrificing himself from the first Guardians film. So Groot must remember doing this and is therefore the same entity. What do you think? Number 13. Trees need water, and tree people are no exception. In Groot Takes a Bath, Groot takes a bath. I know, big plot twist. But the original name for this episode was going to share the same name as the 2017 comic book Hot Spring Bird, where Groot gets trapped on a planet called Terminal. Do you know what he has to do when he gets there? I think you do. Number 14. They may not be Avengers, but they can still assemble. After Groot accidentally makes the Grunds hostile in The Little Guy, there are 3 face-painted Grunds who might be a strange parody of the actual Avengers. But which one is Grund Black Widow? Number 15. Parents always remember when their babies utter their first song requests. In Groot's First Steps, when the robots move Groot to a different table, we clearly see Quill's tape player with a mixtape inside it. We can't make out the writing, but we think it's a pretty fair bet to say Quill's still listening to the mixtape his mother gifted to him, as this scene takes place pretty soon after the events of the first Guardians film. Marvel certainly has a lot of fun references to pull from, and I Am Groot didn't disappoint. Which Easter eggs were your favorite? Any we missed? Let us know below. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. And thanks for watching The Things Animated.